Want to speak real Romanian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at RomanianPod101.com.
Top 25 most useful phrases in Romanian. Are you ready? Here we go. Bună! Hello. Bună! 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 Bună dimineața! Good morning. Bună dimineața! Bună dimineața! We usually say bună dimineața in a very formal way. So I would say bună dimineața to my parents when I wake up, or when I get to school to my professors. It's quite formal. But if I would say it to my cousins or brothers or sisters or friends, I can be friendly and say Neața. Bună ziua! Good afternoon. The next one is good afternoon. Good afternoon. Bună ziua! Bună ziua! So if I see my professor, bună ziua! Bună ziua! First we did hello as in bună. So we use bună and then we add the time of the day. Bună ziua! Bună seara! Good evening. Good evening, we say bună seara. Good evening. Bună seara. We learned how to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Good morning, bună dimineața. Good afternoon, bună ziua. And good evening, bună seara. Cum vă numiți? What's your name? When we meet someone and they don't introduce themselves, we might want to ask them their name. So if they're about the same age and you want to say it casual, you say cum te cheamă? Cum te cheamă? Or cum te numești? Cum te numești? For example, if I see a little girl and I want to ask her name, cum te cheamă? Or cum te numești? However, if I address an older person, I would say cum vă numiți? Cum vă numiți? Or cum vă cheamă? Cum vă cheamă? The polite way in Romanian to address someone is usually to put it in the plural form. Even if it's only one person, we address that person as if there are more people. It's funny because in English you have you for one person or for many people, but in Romanian you can address to one person as if you're addressing more people. And that is polite. Mă numesc Eva. My name is Eva. Let's say we asked a little girl, cum te cheamă? What's your name? And she might reply something like, sunt Eva. Sunt Eva. Or mă numesc Eva. Mă numesc Eva. Most of the times in Romania, we like to say I. So in Romanian, I is eu. Eu. That's why eu mă numesc Larisa. Eu mă numesc Larisa. Or numele meu, my name. Numele meu este Larisa. Încântat de cunoștință. And încântată de cunoștință. Nice to meet you. We have learned each other's names, and I feel nice to meet you. I feel that I'm happy to meet you. So I would say încântată de cunoștință. Încântată de cunoștință. I'm a girl and I would put a at the end of the word. Încântată. Încântată de cunoștință. If I were a guy, I would say încântat. So I would end it with a T. Încântat. Ce mai faci? How are you? Usually when we meet someone in Romania, we say, hi, how are you? Bună, ce faci? Hi, how are you? Bună, ce faci? Without bună, just ce mai faci? It's more like, how have you been? Ce mai faci? How have you been? How are things going with you? How has it been going with you? Bună, ce mai faci? Or bună, ce faci? And the conversation would be very fast. Exchanging salutes would be, bună, ce faci? Bine, tu? Bine, mulțumesc. Hi, how are you? Fine, thank you. And you? Great, thanks. Sunt bine, mulțumesc. Și tu? I'm fine, thanks. And you? If a professor would ask you, hi, how are you? They would say, bună ziua, ce mai faci? And I would say, mulțumesc, bine. Dumneavoastră? So I'm good, thank you. How, and you? I use dumneavoastră because it's the polite way to say you in Romanian. If I say you for one person, I would say tu. If I say you for and address it formally, I would say dumneavoastră. It's a bit long, but it's a useful word. I just want to mention one thing about mulțumesc. Just like in the you, for you is tu and dumneavoastră. So short word tu and longer word dumneavoastră, informal, formal. Mulțumesc is the Romanian, 100% Romanian word for thank you. But if we say thank you between friends, we might just say merci, which sounds like French. So it might be easier to remember for some people who study other European languages. But again, the most polite way to say is mulțumesc. Mulțumesc. And if you're between friends, merci. Merci. Vă rog. Please. So one example for very useful when we use please, like, could you please help me? Could you please help me? So I address someone that I don't know and I want to be polite. Like, could you please help me? Mă puteți ajuta, vă rog? Mă puteți ajuta, vă rog? When we want to say after you, we can just say please, as in please go ahead, or after you. We would say vă rog. Vă rog. After you, vă rog. Or if I order something at the restaurant, a salad, o salată, vă rog. A salad, please. As in, I would like a salad. Just the short version, a salad, please. O salată, vă rog. Vă rog. Cu plăcere. You're welcome. So when someone says mulțumesc and say you're welcome, cu plăcere. Cu plăcere. This is one of my favorite words because I like how pleasure sounds like in English as well and in Romanian, plăcere. Romanians, so we believe that the Romanian language is a very sweet language and plăcere is one of the sweetest words that I know. Da. Yes. Da. Da. Da sounds like Russian because it's the same. Da. 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 Have to be very confident. Da. Nu. No. For no, we say nu. Nu. I did my hand like this, but so for gestures, when we say da, we nod, and for nu, we do like this. So, do you like the Romanian language? Da. Is it difficult? No. Something like that. Bine. Okay. Next one is okay. Okay. Bine. Bine. So for example, I said earlier, hey, how are you? I'm fine. Bună, ce faci? Bine. I'm okay. Bine. Mă scuzați. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. It's a very polite way to say. If you address a friend of yours, mă scuzi. Mă scuzi. If you address it formally, mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. So if I'm on the bus and by mistake I happen to step on someone's foot or something, mă scuzați. Mă scuzați. Excuse me. Îmi pare rău. I'm sorry. So, excuse me is mă scuzați. And I'm sorry, îmi pare rău. Îmi pare rău. 3 words. Îmi pare rău. Cât este ceasul? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Cât este ceasul? Or cât e ceasul? So if someone asks me, cât este ceasul? Cât este ceasul? Or cât e ceasul? Este 11 și un sfert. Mulțumesc! It's 11:15. Thank you! Mulțumesc! You're welcome! Cu plăcere! Unde este toaleta? Where is the bathroom? I want to know where the bathroom is, so where's the bathroom? Unde este toaleta? Unde? Unde means where. Unde este toaleta? Unde este toaleta? Where is the bathroom? Așteptați un moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Așteptați un moment. Așteptați un moment. If I address it formally, așteptați. If I say it to one person, informally, așteaptă un moment. Așteaptă. Așteaptă, așteptați. Singular, plural. Cât costă aceasta? How much is this? How much is this? Cât costă aceasta? Or cât costă acesta? The simple way to say how much, cât costă. If it's a female word, aceasta. If it's a masculine word, acesta. Female, aceasta. Masculine, acesta. Aceasta, acesta. How much? Cât costă? Cât costă? Aceasta? Da. Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? Could I get the check, please? The next one is a bit long. Could I get the check, please? Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? Pot să primesc nota de plată, vă rog? The most important word is the check, nota de plată. If you want to say check, please, nota, vă rog. I would do something like nota, vă rog. Mulțumesc. Something like that. Ajutor. Help. Help! Ajutor! Ajutor! Ne vedem mai târziu. See you later. Next one is see you later. See you later. Ne vedem mai târziu. Ne vedem mai târziu. See you later. La revedere. Goodbye. Goodbye. La revedere. La revedere. Can you do the R? Revedere. La revedere. La revedere. We also say pa between friends. Pa. Papa. Or when we address children. Pa. Pa. But la revedere is very common. Nu știu. I don't know. I don't know. Nu știu. Do you know? I don't know. Nu știu.
Want to speak real Romanian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at RomanianPod101.com.
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better.
In this lesson, you'll learn some of the most common greetings used in Romanian. Sunteți pregătiți? Are you ready? Să începem. Let's start. The most common greeting is bună. Bună. Bună means hi or hello. We can use it in formal and informal situations at any time of the day. It's very convenient. Bună. Now, let's look at some greetings that are used at certain times of the day. First is good morning. In Romanian, it is bună dimineața. Bună dimineața. For the rest of the day, we say bună ziua. Bună ziua. Bună ziua means good afternoon. This can be used all day as long as it's light outside. Once it starts to get dark, you can switch to this. Bună seara. Bună seara. Bună seara can mean good evening or good night, depending on the situation. Again, that's bună seara. Now, you can greet people in many different ways in Romanian. Let's review them all again. As a general greeting, bună. In the morning, bună dimineața. In the afternoon, bună ziua. In the evening or at night, bună seara. Pretty easy, right? Now, it's time for a look at insights. If you're not sure which greeting is appropriate to use, bună dimineața, bună ziua, or bună seara, just remember that bună can be used any time of the day.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So, access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments.
With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. Want to finally learn Romanian the fast, fun, and easy way? In this video, I'll show you the top 10 ways to get started. So let's begin. Number 1, take your very first lesson. Access any audio or video lesson on RomanianPod101.com and just press the play button to get started. Don't have an account? Don't worry. Just go to the sign up page to create an account. It takes less than 30 seconds and it's free. We have thousands of audio and video lessons covering a variety of topics like grammar, pronunciation, listening, and reading. Just click on the play button on any lesson and start learning. Number 2, read along with the lesson. You can read along with the lesson notes or lesson transcript. These come with every lesson. The lesson notes provide you with the dialogue for the scene taught in the lesson, along with translations, a more in-depth explanation of the grammar and culture, and even vocab and sample sentences. The lesson transcript is the full word-for-word transcript of everything you hear in the lesson. And the dialogue study tool provides you with the audio for the lesson dialogue, along with the translations. Number 3, shadowing. Shadowing is a tested learning technique where you repeat what you hear. This is a great way to start speaking in minutes and practice speaking in general. If you're listening along with the lesson audio or dialogue, be sure to shadow along the way. Number 4, use the dialogue study tool to master the conversation. Here, you get the line-by-line breakdown of the conversation demonstrated in the lesson. Listen and repeat until you've mastered each line. Do this until you've mastered the entire conversation. Number 5, use the voice recorder to perfect your pronunciation and speaking. In the dialogue study tool, you'll find a microphone icon next to each line. Click on it to record your voice. Then, compare it with the native speakers. Listen and adjust your pronunciation until you match that of the native speaker. Number 6, review vocab with the lesson vocabulary list. Vocabulary words are the building blocks of language. You can save vocab words taught in each lesson by clicking on Add to Word Bank. Want to drill the words with smart flashcards instead? Just click on Add to Flashcard Deck to do so. Number 7, listen to the review track. If you've studied an audio lesson before, just listen to the review track so that you don't have to listen through the entire lesson again. This is a great way to reinforce the material that you've learned, and it's great to have on the go. Just access any audio lesson and click on the download icon. Then click Review to download the review track. Number 8, review with quizzes after the lesson. Once you're confident enough with the material taught in the lesson, be sure to take the quiz to test your newfound knowledge. Take the review questions and answer true or false for each one. Or take the writing questions and input your answer. Remember to check the answers by clicking on the Check Answers button. Number 9, participate and leave a comment. The best way to master what you've learned is to use it. Join the community of learners by leaving a comment below at the end of every lesson. Our dedicated teachers will check your responses to correct you on any mistakes or provide you with helpful study tips and advice. And finally, number 10, move on to the next lesson. Done with a lesson? Mark the lesson as complete. You can see your overall learning progress on your dashboard. If you particularly enjoyed the lesson, mark the lesson as favorite so that you can come back to it later at any time. Click on the forward arrow to move on to the next lesson and continue learning. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn Romanian, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. Remember, you can sign up to RomanianPod101.com by clicking on the link in the description. Sign up takes less than 30 seconds, and it's free. I'll see you next time. Bye!